Morning, everybody. You know this one. We've been doing it this month. It's called Spirit is in This Place. And I want to be able to tell that you know it. Here we go. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with hearts wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts and praise. Spirit's in this place. We sing and celebration. We sing with words of praise. We affirm all life as sacred. We declare that peace is here. Gotta believe. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Good to see all your faces. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Parker. I'm Reverend Stephanie Stewart. Our mission here at CSL Parker is to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Now, we fulfill that mission with this Sunday service by having classes and workshops throughout the week and by being of service to both the town of Parker and to the larger world. Now, you can be a part of our mission this month. We are collecting donations for the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. Try saying that fast 3 times. Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. That table, that sort of bluish table that you passed back there that is now full of blankets and a suitcase, all kinds of things back there. You can drop, there's a list back there if you need it. We're collecting for their winter survival kits and their hygiene kits. Grab a list, bring in your donations all through the month of August. And again, that's for the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. And we had a big delivery of homemade blankets. Thank you, Lisa Campbell, for that. Yeah, they're really beautiful. Stop and take a look. So you can bring your donations in throughout the month of August, and that's how you can be a part of our mission this month. Do we have anybody? I don't think we have anybody brand new, do we? No, we don't. Not today. Okay. So let's see. What do we want to do next then? We have Pride coming up this coming Saturday. We have a sign-up sheet for that. Denise, where's the sign-up sheet? It's on the table where the collection is for the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. So if you would like to sign up to volunteer for that, you get a T-shirt. I'm just saying, you get a really cool T-shirt, okay? So that's coming up. Make sure you sign up to volunteer. We'll be there for about 6 or 7 hours this Saturday for Douglas County Pride. So joining me at the podium today will be Luann Hillisland, our practitioner president. She'll be offering our interfaith candle lighting reading, our spiritual reading, and an invocation. Lighting our candles today will be Wayne Gardner. Yay, Wayne. Luann is a licensed prayer practitioner. Our practitioners can be identified by their white and gold stoles. Practitioners have gone through 4 years of training to be able to see the spiritual truth of any situation for you. So no matter what is happening in your life, whether it's just the best thing in the world and you want more of it, or you're having a challenge and you want to see your way through it, I encourage you to sit with a practitioner after service today, talk with them, and ask them to pray with you. So now, how about a little more music from this great CSL Parker band?
Good morning. At Center for Spiritual Living Parker, we honor all paths to the divine. This candle lighting service highlights 7 of those paths. Our theme for this month is nature. And thank you, Wayne, for helping out. We light the first candle to honor Christianity. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. We light the second candle to honor New Thought. Nature is too thin a screen. The glory of the omnipresent God burst through everywhere. We light the third candle to honor Judaism. Look deep into nature and you will understand unity better. We light the fourth candle to honor the modern mystics. I've always regarded nature as the clothing of God. We light the fifth candle to honor Hinduism. Trees are the earth's endless effort to speak to the listening heavens. We light the sixth candle to honor Islam. The earth is green, the earth is beautiful, and Allah has appointed you his stewards over it. We light the seventh and final candle to honor Native American beliefs. Mother Earth is not a resource. She is an heirloom. Thank you, Wayne. Well, seeing Nova here today, service dog Nova, and knowing that we're speaking about animals and nature, I can't help but bring up my dog, Corbin. He's extremely smart and mischievous rat terrier, and he manages to get himself in all kinds of situations. All kinds of situations. But I learned from him too, because Corbin is awesome at being in the present moment. Doesn't matter what time I get home from work, he greets me with abandon and joy. Always in the present moment. I have a lot to learn from him. Let us go within. And breathing, sinking in. I know that there is one infinite intelligence operating in this universe. That intelligence, that source is God. Spirit is amid all conditions. Spirit is in all situations and all responsibilities. The great wisdom of the loving creative power flows with wisdom, joy, and love and wholeness today, and absolutely fills up this place. I know that I am part of the divine, and I know that each one of you are as well. I know that the divine flow is within me and is within all of us. In oneness, we are continuously surrounded, enfolded, and completely imbued with the divine flow, with wisdom and joy and peace. Our oneness with the all is our greatest gift. I know that for all of us, that as we stay in the God flow of wholeness, everything that we are called to do is accomplished with peace, is accomplished with unity. I choose to believe that God's love is omnipresent. We are each whole. We are each mind, body, and spirit. We are each God in action. And we are fueled by spirit within. Every move in the flow of spirit is God responding to itself. I give thanks for this awareness of God's presence within and all around us. Great gratitude, great thanks. And I place these words into the law, knowing that the law always, always, always says yes. Please help me in closing this prayer and rest in the assurances. Spirit is here with us. Please close with me by saying, and so it is.
I want you guys to really listen to the lyrics of this song. This is a theme song from The Lion King. I know you've heard it. It's called The Circle of Life. It really speaks to how we are all connected. From the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun, there's more to see that can never be seen, more to do than can never be done. Some say eat or be eaten. Some say live and let live. But all are agreed as they join the stampede. You should never take more than you give in the circle of life. It's a wheel of fortune. It's the leap of faith. It's the bend of hope. Till we find our place on the path unwinding, in the circle of life. Some of us fall by the wayside, and some of us soar to the stars. Some of us sail through our troubles. Some have to live with the scars. There's far too much to take in here. But the sun rolling high in the sapphire sky keeps great and small on the endless round, the circle of life. Wheel of fortune, it's the leap of faith. It's a bend of hope. Till we find our place on the path unwinding, in the circle of life, in the wheel of fortune, yeah. It's the leap of faith. It's a bend of hope. Oh my goodness. As we find our place on the path unwinding, yeah. In the circle of life. That was just wrong. That's hilarious. Yeah, more cowbell. Yeah.
Oh, Gary. I owe you $5, man. It's in the mail. There you go. Oh, shoot. We okay? No, it's okay. Thank you. Well, good morning. I hope you're entertained. Today's talk is called Our Animal Neighbors. our animal neighbors. We've been focused on nature all month, so it just makes sense that we would turn to the animal kingdom that we share this planet with. I want to start off by talking a little bit about the pangolin. The pangolin. Yeah, who knows what a pangolin is? A couple people do. Awesome. So, it's also called, what is it also called? The scaly anteater. The scaly anteater, so that'll give you an idea of what it looks like. There are 8 species of it. They're found in tropical Asia and sub-Saharan Africa. The giant pangolin is only about this big from nose to tail. But they look like an anteater, but I think they look like a little dinosaur, honestly. Look like stegosaurus scales all over it, and they walk on 2 feet, and they're just and go through life. Pangolins are also the most trafficked mammal in the world. They are the most trafficked mammal in the world. You're like, I've never even heard of this thing. What is it? Their scales are used for like bunk medicine in Asia. You know, you take this, they powder them. And you take this pill and it helps you with your arthritis or whatever. So it's used for bunk medicine in Asia. They're eaten by the rich. They're eaten by the very rich. And their habitats are being destroyed in both Asia and Africa. For a period of time, they were believed to be the intermediaries between bats and us for COVID. So they were hunted even more. They're being pushed to extinction by humans. And all of this begs the question then, who do we think we are? You know, it also begs the question, what's next? Once the pangolins are gone, what animal will die at the hands of our superstition and our disconnection? Will it be sharks for shark fin soup? Or elephants for their tusks? Polar bears for their hides? When we're disconnected from animals or from one another, we have an amazing ability to be cruel. Harm doesn't hurt our hearts when we're disconnected. Harm does not hurt our hearts when we are disconnected. But disconnection isn't real. It's not real. It's something we tell ourselves to make our behavior okay. That animal, that person, they aren't worthy of my unconditional positive regard. We're not the same. What we're really saying is, I'm better. I'm superior. Even if we don't actively think it, it's what it means. But disconnection isn't real. What's real is connection. What's real is that we are all connected because we all have the same source. We are all one in spirit. We are all one in God. Humans, animals, everything. This belief in superiority has caused nothing but problems in every way imaginable, whether it's war or the environment or racism. The disconnected belief of, I'm better than you, never heals anything. What heals is connection. You and I are one. You and I are equal. We both have a claim to this life. We both are worthy of having a good life. There is no less than when we come from our shared connection. There is integrity, and there is respect, and there is a holiness that comes from a place of deep love. Now, I think this is easier to do with animals than it is with people. People are messy. Animals are pretty straightforward. My dogs don't have ulterior motives with me. Unless I have a cheeseburger, then I fear for my life a little bit. But even then, it's pretty straightforward. They're like, hand over the burger, lady. 8 pounds of terror. We can learn a lot by observing our animal neighbors. Gorillas, wolves, penguins, and seahorses, they all raise their young as a pair. They raise their young together. Elephants and dolphins raise their young in a herd or a pod. It takes a village to raise their young. They understand that connection is their strength. Connection is their strength. What would it take for us to recognize that? What would it take for us to recognize that connection is our strength? It's a setting aside of the ego, isn't it? It's a setting aside the need to be better than another, than the other, the infamous other. Ernest Holmes said, "We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everything, and that all life is an incarnation of the one Spirit." We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everything, and that all life is an incarnation of the one Spirit. No one, nothing is left out of that. That is the principle of oneness. We're all connected in the one living Spirit. And it lives because we live. And that's so mind-blowing to me. God needs us. Spirit needs us. It needs us in order to know itself better. It needs our experiences and our thoughts and deeds in order to come to know itself in a fuller and fuller expression. And that just awes me and just busts me wide open every time. I've gotten off track a little. God is our source. Oh, we're talking about animals today, so I brought the mug. Sorry. God is our source. That's the kind of thinking that heals. That's the kind of thinking that heals. Recognizing we're all interconnected, that's the kind of thinking that heals. Pangolins eat termites. The people of tropical Asia and sub-Saharan Africa need pangolins. They need them to make sure their crops are healthy and continue growing. Why on earth would we cause them to go extinct? Why would we hunt them to extinction? We might say greed, right? But the deeper problem is disconnection. It's a feeling of superiority. Not recognizing that causing harm causes harm to us all. Ernest Holmes says, does the thing I wish to do express more life, more happiness, more peace to myself, and at the same time harm none? If it does, it is right. It is not selfish. But if it is done at the expense of anyone, and I would add anything, then in such degree we are making a wrong use of the law. Simply put, if we cause harm, we're causing harm to the whole web of life. Do you know what Indra's net is? I-N-D-R-A, Indra's net. Indra's net is something from Hindu and Buddhist cosmology. It's the web of everything. It's the web of everything, Indra's net. It describes our interconnectedness. And there is a jewel at every juncture of the net. Think about a spider web and think about having a jewel at every juncture of that net. Those jewels perfectly reflect all the other jewels. It's a metaphor for how we are, how the universe is. We're a reflection of God and we're a reflection of one another. What happens to one of those jewels gets reflected in all of the other jewels. We're each one of those jewels. Animals seem to understand that a lot better than we do. There are countless stories out there of animals raising the young of other animals. There's even a story of a lioness raising the 6 calves of an oryx. An oryx is a kind of antelope. There's a story of a lioness raising the 6 calves of an oryx. She had killed the mother, and she found these 6 calves and realized they needed to be nursed. They were so young they needed to be nursed, but she couldn't nurse them. So she went and she found humans who could then take care of them. It seems to be instinctive in the animal kingdom. This understanding of oneness, understanding that we are each a reflection of the other, and that when we cause harm, we harm ourselves, and that when we do good, we bring good to ourselves. We can learn a lot from our animal neighbors. Healing comes when we open our eyes and we open our hearts. Open our eyes and open our hearts to oneness. That's the path we're trying to walk right now, that healing path with oneness at its center. But we have to open up to it. Think of the lioness that killed the mother oryx. She found the 6 calves and made them her own. Healing is a fostering of oneness. We know it lives inside of us. We know it is the capital T truth. We have to care for it and bring it into being in our lives and in our communities. Healing is honoring our connection to one another. Healing is recognizing that our connection is our strength. I'm better than you honors nothing but the ego. We're running out of room and we're running out of time for that kind of thinking. The pangolin and countless other animals on this planet are threatened or endangered because of superiority thinking. In the last 500 years, 900 different species have gone extinct. Why? Humans thinking we're better. It says so right in the Bible, right? Genesis chapter 1. Animals aren't the only thing that can go away because of that type of thinking, though. Nazis exterminated millions of Jews because of superiority thinking. People are enslaved or incarcerated unlawfully because of that kind of thinking. Organizations of every kind, including spiritual communities, can go away because of that kind of thinking. I am superior is incredibly, incredibly destructive. We have to be willing to examine that in ourselves. It's very human to want to feel superior. It's very human. We're sophisticated, complex animals, but we don't always see very clearly. Our animal neighbors see pretty clearly. Connection is their strength, and it's our strength too. We are each a jewel in the web of life. And we each reflect one another. So think about that for a moment. Think about that for a moment. What are you seeing in your own life, and what might it be reflecting back to you? Our need to be superior can be reflected back to us very clearly if we're willing to look. I talked about being willing in a recent talk. Being willing is a courageous thing. It means we might look deeply at ourselves and our actions and feel regret or shame. We might be embarrassed by our actions. Those feelings are not something to cower from, though. They don't define us. We can take a step back and look at ourselves and look at those feelings and still be okay, despite any temporary discomfort, because it is just temporary. To be willing to look deeply at ourselves is an act of courage. It allows us to remember that our superiority isn't our strength, connection is. We are all one in God. I understand it can be very hard to see that connection is our strength. In my blog post, I wrote about negotiating the cruelty divide. The actions of some of our fellow humans can be unconscionable. And I'm not saying to not have boundaries. But we're going to get a lot more done together than apart. Connection is our strength. We can want to deny we're connected to everyone, especially some people we find particularly offensive. But just because they've forgotten oneness doesn't mean we should. Stepping through those doors means you've said yes to a kind of spiritual maturity that might not be common. It also means saying yes to clear seeing, even when you might not like what you see in yourself or someone else. It's someone you once loved. Connection is our strength. Superiority thinking is just an effect of the ego. And it's incredibly damaging. I hope you've chosen to hear me today, because this is very important to our center. We can have boundaries and still honor our connections to one another and all things in God. You can love from a distance. The plight of the pangolin is just a microcosm of what's wrong in our world. It's this thought process that says, I can do this to another being because I'm better than they are. I have more worth. If you break a heart, it doesn't heal well, does it? It always heals with a scar, doesn't it? We're missing out on incredible beauty by shutting connection out of our lives. We're causing terrible pain. Connection is our strength. We can deny connection, of course, but this is where it's gotten us. We're not in a great place. There's a lot that can be improved, and it's done by honoring our connection to one another. We are all one in God. Denial of that only wreaks havoc. It only causes pain, and we're all worth more than that. So what are we willing to do? That's really what it comes down to. What are we willing to do? Are we willing to take a good look at ourselves, our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, and come from that place of oneness with God, oneness in God? Or is it too hard and we're willing to burn it all to the ground? You've heard me say we're incredibly powerful because we're always at a moment of choice. That's our choice. The power of connection or the ego of superiority thinking. And that choice is yours, just like it's mine. And so it is. And pray with me. So I just center myself. I rest deeply in this place, in this moment, where God is, where Spirit is. And I rejoice in it. I rejoice in it. I rejoice that the all-knowing, all-loving, all-healing one is simply here, appearing as me, appearing as all of you. We are connected by that one. We are connected as one. This is God's life. And it is perfect, and it is our life now. And so what I know for this congregation is peace, and I know healing, and I know joy. I lift us up. I lift us up. Knowing that we are one. Rejoicing that we are one. This is a place of beauty and love and connection. And I say yes to it. I claim this for us and say yes to it. So I release this prayer. I release it into a law that only says yes, that only moves things as we ask of it. I let this go and I let this be and seal it with me by saying, and so it is.
In the circle of life, it's a wheel of fortune. It's the leap of faith. It's a bend of hope till we find our place on the path unwinding, yeah, in the circle of life.
So it's now time for our offering. Please know that your gifts and offerings are used responsibly as we fulfill our mission of providing spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Money is God in action, and your money changes things for the better. Whether here at this center or in the community of Parker, or even in the world, you are doing good work by giving. So know that when you give, you are more open to receive all the good that is yours in this world. And so it is.
All right. Woo, here we go. You guys know this, right? God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
All right. So thank you to Kathleen for your service today as the usher. So I just know that these offerings and gifts are a blessing. I know that they bless this community and they bless the community of Parker. And those that give are now a little more open to receive all the good that is theirs. And so it is. Okay, let's bring up Joe for some announcements.
Good morning. Listen to that enthusiasm. And we got a voice of an angel back there, don't we? Oh my gosh. It's wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. As we've mentioned before, every Sunday morning we have a meditation that takes place here, and it starts at 9:30 in the morning. Sorry about that. And goes to 9:50, and it's done by one of our practitioners, which we have so many beautifully trained, developed, lovely practitioners. And that goes for Dr. Vern too. Not that he's not beautiful, but okay. So the theme, again, for our August service is Living Everyday Wonder Nature. And next Sunday, the 28th, our Reverend Stephanie will be developing our message entitled Naturally Divine. Ooh, there we go. We have youth ministry programs with Nature, and I'm sorry, with Heather Holmes Lana Grant for information. Just, we got to get the kids back, guys, right? Don't you miss the children? Yeah. All right, so bring your kids in. Hans? Okay, all right. And if Kenny's not here today, but if you're interested in ushering for our Sunday services, please see her. Remember, prayer changes everything. Spiritual request, excuse me, and other prayer requests can be made to any of our practitioners, and they are here to serve us. They are the ones with the white stoles on, and they practice a specific kind of prayer called affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment. So thank you for that. If you have volunteers to do our refreshments and services over there, they are there today. And if you want to bring snacks in or do that, there's a sign-up list as well over there. I will say that we had the picnic last Sunday, and gosh bless Kenny and Skip for hosting that. It was wonderful, and I gained 4 pounds. I couldn't stop eating, and the desserts were like yummy. Okay. And we have the Metaphysical Supper Club, and Wayne is going to, I said you were going to talk before me. I guess I messed that up. But you're going to talk after I get done with this. I'm almost finished. Okay. And then Reverend Stephanie has a blog post for latest topic. It's called Reaching Across the Cruelty Divide. Okay. And that's on there, and she does pastoral counseling and creative rituals for your life. Dr. Vern's new class is called Practicing the Presence. It's starting this week. It's on Wednesdays and Thursdays from 10 o'clock to noon. If you have any questions, this is a guy right here raising his hand, all right? Go see him. Good stuff. And you can go to the cslparker.org website to sign up for that. The donations, as Reverend Stephanie said, are going to the Homeless Coalition. And you know what? Today, when I was getting off of Ridge Road, I saw this guy coming down the steps from up there by Cabela's. And this guy was just barely making it. He had a backpack on. He was carrying another backpack, trying to cross the street. And God bless them. You know, there but for the grace of God go I, right? So thank you for all those contributions for that. And then I got to thinking about where I am today. And I thought about the words forgiveness and love and the words that healed all my wounds, you know. But I remembered that I had to forgive myself first, right? We're always trying to forgive other people. I learned that I have to forgive me. And when I forgave me, you know what happened? More love. And now I have more love to give to everybody because I'm okay with who I am. So I want you to just share this love with me right now. Will you do that with me? Okay. Close your eyes for just a moment and feel this deep love for yourself from your own heart. Forgive yourself for any past errors and let that peace be with you in this very moment, throughout the day, and all through the week. God bless you guys. Now, Wayne, come on up, buddy.
Well, after all that, I forgot what I was going to say. So, how many of us are ready to begin metaphysical munching? How many of us are excited about it? And how many of us have not signed up yet? Luann, have you signed up? I mean, never mind. Anyway, today's the last day to sign up. So I've got a sign-up sheet on the table over there underneath all the piles of donations. And so if you haven't signed up yet and you still want to, sign up. Okay?
this one back on. Don't forget that we are having our community chat after service today, and also don't forget to sign up for Douglas County Pride is also over there on the table. So thank you to everyone who served in any way today. Thank you to our practitioners, to our camera operator, Renee Lapine, and a special thank you to the amazing CSL Parker Band. Let's hear it for them. So we're going to have some Yes, Dr. Ver? Oh, I thought you needed something. You're waving at the band, okay. So let's stop and have some refreshments, and then we will come back together for our community chat. But please join me in one last prayer. So I know here and now that we are blessed and we are a blessing. I know that we come together as one, that we are connected, that we are a place of love, and I am grateful for it, and so it is.
All right, let's see you get up and get that blood going. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Peace, I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing peace today. Heaven, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Love you guys. Have a good week.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under its loving embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show,